Yo, what's up guys, YK back again with another video, and today we'll be doing what if Deku could summon weapons. So yeah, just make sure to subscribe and also make sure to subscribe to the avatars of the Mysta clan. So anyways, let's just get into this what if. So one day when Midoriya is pretty much getting bullied by Bakugo, he kind of imagines, a sword appearing in his hand, and that's what pretty much happens. A sword randomly just appears in his hand. So Deku, he says that this is his quirk, and Bakugo at this point isn't angry. He's kind of happy for Deku, and he's actually getting close with Deku. And Deku, as he's showing off his brand new quirk, a teacher who's watching him realizes this and runs over to Deku, asking him, "Where did you get this weapon from?" And he said, "I was imagining a sword in my hand, and a sword appeared in my hand." So the teacher, phones his mom, and his mom comes to pick him up. And as Deku's in the car, he kind of imagines a bow, and a bow appears in his hand. So instead of going home, his mom actually heads to the doctor, and the doctor says that your son can pretty much summon weapons, and so they do tests on him, and Midoriya can summon a lot of weapons, like even shurikens, we would say, but he seems to not be able to summon other objects like armor or stuff like that. So Midoriya does learn how to use these weapons, and he does actually train for martial arts. And he just trains, and Bakugo sees this, so he also trains alongside Deku, which also makes Deku his rival. So, Deku's now getting pretty much used to his quirk, but it can also be a dangerous quirk. To his eyes, he thinks it's a dangerous quirk because, villains might want to use it in the future. So, we cut to, Deku and Bakugo being in high school, and Bakugo is telling Midoriya that if he wants to come with him, but Deku refuses as he needs to go home, or else his mom's gonna be really angry with him. So Deku he goes under the bridge where tries to take a shortcut, and this is where he encountered the flood sludge villain. So the sludge villain tries to take over Midoriya's body when All Might appears. All Might, the interaction here is pretty much the same, except this time Midoriya doesn't well latch onto All Might, but he still does faint from being shocked that All Might, the number one hero, is in his face, right in front of him. So this doesn't mean this means that Bakugo doesn't that incident, where he also gets attacked by the sludge villain, and All Might does leave, and this also kind of means Midoriya doesn't find the secret of All Might. So, Deku is also getting ready due to he wants to go to UA. So he applies for UA, and for these 10 months he kind of does train, and he does plan on going to a beach where there's a lot of trash on this beach. So his plan is to remove and clean this beach. And when he goes there, he sees All Might there, and All Might is just looking off into the sunrise. So Midoriya isn't shocked, and he goes to greet All Might, and All Might is like, "Aren't you that kid that I saved a while back?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's me." And Deku greets All Might, and All Might is off. So yeah, there's not that really big of an interaction. But a few minutes later, All Might does appear back, and he does ask for what Deku's quirk is, and Deku shows that he can summon weapons, and All Might says that this is a really good quirk, and he wants to introduce you to someone. So Behind All Might, well, Mirio appears. And yes, I'm giving Mirio a one for all, which, because I always give Deku a one for all in my previous what ifs, but not this one. So Deku, well, meets Mirio way, way earlier in the anime. Well, in this what if. So he does end up being really good friends with Mirio. So he trains a lot with Mirio, and All Might pretty much had a similar plan to make Mirio clean the beach. So that's what he pretty much does with Mirio for these 10 months. So, well, now for the UA entrance exam, the practical exam, it's pretty much the same. And Ida scolds him for muttering way too much. Deku, you need to stop that because you're annoying a lot of people and you're also weirding them out. And for the point test, I keep forgetting what it is. So this test is pretty much easy for Deku, and he's destroying a lot of robots, and people are actually impressed with his quirk as he's switching weapon to weapon, which just looks really badass. And Deku, just before he's about to go run away from the zero pointer, he hears Uraraka screaming. So yeah, Deku is not scared to save Uraraka, but he doesn't. But instead, this time, All Might actually appears to stop the zero pointer from actually crushing Uraraka. So we don't get that interaction with Uraraka and Deku, but I would still say that Uraraka does help Deku from falling from, which I did miss that out. So Midoriya does get a few solid points, and he does pass like in canon, and he's actually more closer to All Might. So All Might's actually pretty impressed with how much Midoriya has progressed from when he met him for the first time. So, for the first day of school, Midoriya walks into he's struggling to find class 1A, which he ends up doing. And when he walks in, everyone gives him the eye, as he actually got first place. But the main person that gives him the eye is Yaoruzu, which is actually intrigued with his quirk due to being able to summon weapons, which is kind of similar to her own quirk. So this pretty much happened. Everything from year on happens the same, and the interaction with Aizawa happens the same. Deku kind of aces it, but for the ball test, he's trying to think of ideas when he gets the idea of, if he can use his quirk, why can't he could just take out a bow, attach it with an arrow, attach the bow to the arrow and launch it, which Aizawa does accept because it's technically using his quirk. So Midoriya, kind of I wouldn't say he comes out first. We would say that whoever came out first in normal would stay first. Which this does lead to Mineta getting expelled. The next day, Aizawa walks into the class. He does say that he wants to introduce a new student. This student, you've all met him, and it's Mineta. Yes, I'm sad to say that Mineta does not get expelled, as we all know that this was just a test. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. Hope you guys really enjoy this. Make sure to subscribe to the avatars of the Mysta clan, and yeah, peace out.